Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for being here. Today, I'm sharing a deeply personal story, one that changed the way I see family, trust, and loyalty. This isn't easy to talk about, but it's important to tell it exactly as it happened. Please stay with me until the end.
"I gave the wedding fund to your sister," he said. "She deserves it." We were sitting at the long oak table in my parents' dining room, the one that still had my childhood knife marks carved into the edge. The chandelier above us buzzed softly, one bulb flickering like it was nervous about what it was about to witness. My fiancé, Daniel, sat beside me, his knee pressed gently against mine, warm and steady. I remember thinking how safe that felt, how wrong that feeling was about to become. I laughed at first, a short, confused laugh that escaped before I could stop it. "You what?" I said. My dad didn't look at me. He kept his eyes on his plate, pushing green beans around with his fork like they'd offended him. "Your sister needs it more. She's got 2 kids, a mortgage, and Jason's hours got cut. You'll be fine." The words hit me one by one, each landing harder than the last. The wedding fund, the money my grandparents started when I was 12, the money my mom told me about in whispers when I got engaged, the money my dad always referred to as for when you start your life. Gone. Handed over. Decided without me. My sister, Claire, sat across from me, her lips pressed together like she was trying not to smile. She didn't look surprised. She didn't look guilty either. She just stared into her wine glass, swirling it slowly, like this was all happening exactly the way she'd planned. "You didn't even tell me," I said. My voice sounded far away, like it belonged to someone else. Dad sighed, finally looking up. "I didn't want to fight." "So you waited until dinner?" I asked. "With him here?" Daniel shifted slightly beside me. I could feel the change in his breathing. Slower, deeper. That quiet stillness he got when he was angry but holding it back. My mom cleared her throat. "Honey, your father didn't mean it like that. It's just, Claire's situation is complicated." I turned to her. "And mine isn't?" She avoided my eyes. That's when it started to sink in. This wasn't sudden. This wasn't impulsive. This was discussed, considered, decided. Probably over coffee and sympathy and long conversations where my name was reduced to a shrug. "I already put a deposit down on the venue. We sent save the dates." Dad waved his hand dismissively. "You can scale it back. People do it all the time." Scale it back. Like my wedding was a hobby. Like my future was a luxury item. Claire finally looked up. "You don't need a big wedding," she said softly. "You're not like that." I stared at her. "Like what?" She hesitated, then smiled thinly. "High maintenance." The room went quiet. Daniel's knee pressed harder against mine, then pulled away. I felt something in my chest crack, not snap cleanly, but fracture, jagged and painful. Memories rushed in without permission. Claire getting a new car at 16 because she needed it for the kids she'd have someday. Claire getting help with her down payment while I rented a 1-bedroom and told myself independence was noble. Claire's emergencies, Claire's needs, Claire's deserving. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering as if the words might change if I blinked hard enough. "You need to leave. Now." No name, no explanation, just urgency, sharp and breathless, like someone whispering in the dark. Daniel noticed my face before I said anything. "What is it?" he asked quietly. I slipped the phone into my lap. "Nothing," I said too fast. "Spam. Lie number 1 of the night." It tasted bitter. My father straightened in his chair, trying to reclaim control, his authority slipping like sand through his fingers. "This dinner is over," he said. "Everyone needs to cool down." Claire stood, already gathering her purse, relief and irritation tangled together on her face. "I didn't ask for this drama," she muttered. "I just accepted help." I laughed then, a hollow sound. "You always do." She shot me a look. "Don't make me the villain. Dad made the choice." I looked at my father. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Daniel's hand found mine. "We're leaving," he said. My mom rushed around the table. "Please don't go like this," she said, grabbing my arm. "Families fight. This doesn't have to mean—" "It already does," I said softly, pulling away. As we stepped out into the cool night air, the weight of the house lifted off my chest, replaced by something else, unease. The driveway lights flickered on, bathing Daniel's car in pale yellow. Crickets chirped like nothing in the world had shifted. We got inside. Doors closed, the engine turned over. Daniel didn't pull away right away. He looked at me. "That text, it wasn't spam." I swallowed. "How do you know?" "Because your hand's shaking." I stared straight ahead. "It said we need to leave, now." Daniel's jaw tightened. He put the car in drive and backed out fast, gravel crunching under the tires. "Did it say who it was from?" "No." We drove in silence for a minute, the road stretching empty ahead of us. My thoughts raced, replaying the night, the envelope, my father's face, Claire's smile. Nothing made sense anymore. The foundation I thought my life was built on felt fake, like a stage set propped up by lies and convenience. My phone buzzed again. This time, Daniel saw it too. I opened the message. "They're already angry. You weren't supposed to know about the clause." My stomach dropped. "Daniel." He glanced at the phone. "That's not random." Another text came in before I could breathe. "Your sister didn't just take the money. She signed something." I felt cold all over. Signed what? Daniel pulled over sharply onto the shoulder of the road, hazard lights blinking. He took the phone from my hands, reading slowly, carefully, like every word mattered. "Who would know about the clause?" I asked. "Who would even care?" Daniel was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "My lawyer." My head snapped toward him. "What?" I didn't tell anyone else about it, just my attorney, and the firm handling the acquisition. I stared at him. "Why would your lawyer text me like this?" He frowned. "She wouldn't, not like this." My phone buzzed again, like it was alive, impatient. "Your sister thinks the marriage gives her access. She thinks you'll convince him." My throat closed. Access to what? Daniel didn't answer right away. He unlocked his phone and made a call, putting it on speaker. It rang
"Daniel?"
twice.
A woman answered, her voice sharp, alert. "I was wondering how long it would take." "Why is my fiancé getting anonymous texts?" he asked. There was a pause. "Because I'm not allowed to contact you directly anymore," she said. "Not after your father-in-law threatened litigation." My breath caught. "My father threatened you?" "He tried," she corrected, "through Claire." My hands curled into fists. What did she sign? The lawyer sighed. "A private family loan agreement tied to projected income growth. She positioned it as temporary assistance." Daniel's voice went hard. "But it wasn't." "No," the lawyer said. "It was a foothold, one that assumes emotional leverage through marriage." I felt like the ground had vanished beneath me. So they're using me. There it was, out loud, ugly and undeniable. "They're planning to," the lawyer said gently, "unless you walk away." Daniel closed his eyes. "From them," he said. "From the situation," she replied, "including any shared financial narrative." The call ended. The car was silent except for the clicking of the hazards. I stared at the dashboard, my reflection faint in the glass. "My own family," I whispered. "They were going to use my wedding." Daniel reached for my hand. "I didn't tell you because I didn't want money to change how you saw them." Tears blurred my vision. "It didn't. They did." My phone buzzed again. This time, it was Claire's name. I didn't answer. A voicemail popped up seconds later. Her voice came through, sweet and strained. "Hey, I think things got a little out of hand tonight. Dad's upset. We should talk. Maybe you can help smooth this over." Smooth this over. Daniel laughed once, short and humorless. Before I could stop myself, I hit callback. She answered immediately. "I'm so glad you—" "What did you sign?" I asked. Silence. "Claire," I said, my voice shaking, "what did you sign?" She exhaled slowly. "You're overreacting." "What did you sign?" "It was just paperwork," she snapped. "Dad said it was standard, a way to protect everyone." "Protect who?" "Us," she said. Then softer, "You too." My chest burned. "You planned to use me?" "No," she said quickly. "I planned to rely on you, like always." I closed my eyes. "Dad said once you were married, things would even out. Daniel has money now. It's not like you'd feel it." Daniel leaned closer to the phone. "You don't get to decide what she feels." Claire gasped. "Put him away. This is family." I laughed through tears. "No, this is business. You made it business." She lowered her voice. "If you don't help us, Dad's going to be furious." I swallowed. He already chose. The line went dead. I stared at the phone, my hands numb. Daniel started the car again, pulling back onto the road. "We don't have to decide anything tonight," he said. I nodded, but my mind was already racing ahead towards the wedding, the contracts, the quiet war that had just begun. As we drove, my phone buzzed one last time. Unknown number. "They won't stop. Next move is public. Be ready." I leaned my head back against the seat, heart pounding, knowing one thing with terrifying clarity. The wedding wasn't just a celebration anymore. It was a battlefield.
I didn't sleep that night. I lay on my side, staring at the dark outline of Daniel's shoulder, listening to his breathing even out, while my mind kept sprinting ahead without me. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw my father's face at the table, the way he'd looked at the envelope like it was a threat instead of a truth. I saw Claire's wine glass, the slow swirl, the calm. She'd known. She'd planned. At 4:17 a.m., my phone vibrated again. Unknown number. I didn't hesitate this time. I sat up, my heart already racing, and opened it. "Your father contacted 3 relatives overnight. He's reframing the story." My chest tightened. "Of course he is," I whispered. Daniel stirred. "What's wrong?" I handed him the phone. He read the message, then looked at me, his expression steady but serious. "This is how they do it," he said quietly. "They make you the problem before you can speak." Another message came in. "He's saying you were manipulated, that I'm controlling." I laughed bitterly. That's his favorite word. Daniel frowned. "He's projecting." My phone buzzed again. "Your wedding is their leverage. Invitations, deposits, social pressure, they're counting on you not wanting a scene." I felt something in me harden. They don't know me anymore. Daniel studied my face. "You're changing." "Or I finally stopped shrinking," I said. The sun hadn't risen yet, but I couldn't stay in that room another second. I slipped out of bed and went to the kitchen, wrapping myself in a blanket. The house was silent, the kind of silence that presses in on you. I made coffee I didn't drink and sat at the table, staring at nothing. At 7:03 a.m., my mother called. I let it ring. She called again. Then my aunt, then my cousin, then my dad. By 8:15, there were 6 voicemails. Daniel came in, tie already on, laptop under his arm. "I have a meeting with the firm at 10, he said, "but I can cancel." I shook my head. "No, go." He hesitated. "Are you sure?" I met his eyes. "I need to face this without hiding behind you." He leaned down, kissed my forehead. "I'll be one call away." The moment the door closed behind him, my phone rang again. "Dad." I answered. "What the hell is going on with you?" he demanded. No greeting, no concern. "People are calling me asking if you're okay." I took a breath. "You told them I wasn't." "You embarrassed us," he snapped, "letting your fiancé talk to me like that." He told the truth.
"You've always been dramatic," he said. "This wedding has gone to your head." I felt the old urge rise, the instinct to explain, to soften, to make him comfortable. I crushed it. "You gave my wedding fund away without asking me." I already explained. I interrupted. "You also signed something you didn't tell me about." Silence. "That's none of your business," he said finally. My stomach clenched. "I'm the business." "You're being influenced," he said. "Claire needed help. That's what families do." "Families don't use weddings as leverage," I said. His voice dropped. "You don't know what you're talking about. I know you expected me to fix this, to convince Daniel to help, to smooth things over. You owe us," he said sharply, "after everything we've done for you." There it was, the debt, the invisible ledger. "I don't," I said softly, "and that's what scares you." He inhaled sharply. "If you don't cooperate, you'll regret it." The line went dead. My hands were shaking, but I didn't cry. Not yet. At 9:42 a.m., my phone buzzed with a group message. "Family thread. Urgent." My dad had added me. "Aunt Linda, is everything okay?" Cousin Mark, "Heard there was some kind of fight?" Mom, "Please don't air private matters like this." Dad, "We're concerned. Daniel seems to be isolating her. This isn't like her." My chest burned. I typed slowly, deliberately. "I'm not isolated. I'm informed." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. "Claire, you didn't have to make this public." I stared at her name, then replied, "You made it public when you signed paperwork involving my marriage." The thread exploded. Aunt Linda, "What paperwork?" Cousin Mark, "Wait, what?" Mom, "Claire, what did you sign?" Claire didn't respond. Instead, my phone rang again. Unknown number. I answered. "You weren't supposed to confront him yet," the voice said. Female. Calm. Familiar now. "The lawyer," I said. "Yes," she replied. "They're accelerating." "Toward what?" I asked. "Toward the only thing they think will force you back in line," she said. My stomach dropped. Which is? A public ultimatum. As if on cue, a notification slid across my screen. Facebook. Claire Reynolds updated her status. I opened it. A photo loaded slowly. Claire, Dad, Mom, all smiling, arms around each other. The caption read, "Family is everything, even when some people forget where they come from." My chest went tight, breath shallow. Comments were already pouring in. "So proud of you. Families go through tough times. Praying. Hope everyone finds peace." Daniel was right. They were making me the villain. My phone buzzed again. Text from Dad. "Take that post as a warning. Call me before this gets worse." I stared at the screen, my reflection faint and unfamiliar. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel scared of disappointing him. I felt angry. And beneath that, ready. Because if they wanted this public, I knew exactly where to start.